All right, we are back with episode 2 of season 2. Welcome to Between Two Beans. Uh, my name is Will, and that there is Kevin.
Hello,
Uh,
hello.
how is it going, Kevin?
It's good on my end. We've gotten into 2023 and I've only written 2022 a few times since the New Year's changed. I always takes me a few times to get me back into the habit of what year are we actually in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But and I don't want to jinx it. I want to be very quiet when I say this, but it hasn't been too bad so far. So I don't have too much to report this week. It was kind of a slow, quiet week for me. I didn't
Okay.
really get into too many crazy things, but there was some stuff going on this week elsewhere that we will cover. So
Mm-hmm.
stay tuned for that. But I've been keeping an eye on Discord, um, seeing what's going on in there. And because I had such a quiet week, I had some time to work on a few side projects that I might throw up into the Discord. So check it out there.
Nice. Speaking of that Discord, I shared it with everyone in the chat. It's a open Discord. Everyone is welcome. We talk about once in a while. We talk about our technologies and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, I I also have, but that's mostly what we talk about. But I've used it before for D&D, but which we'll get into pretty soon.
Ah,
But
nice,
I did
nice.
want to, I should have put that afterwards, but I wanted to say this. One thing I did post today in the Discord was that Cards of Wonder wasn't working.
Okay.
I got a email from Amazon or Alexa, whatever you want, however you want to say it,
Yeah.
um, stating that it wasn't working. I was like, why? So I was like, oh, did I mess something up when I took away the holiday card, which I did. I think it was like on the second or the third. So
Right.
still like 7 days ago.
Yeah.
Um, have you played it recently?
Not in the past 7 days. I got my card, used the card a couple times, and then that was the last.
Okay.
So it's been a
So
few days for me.
okay. Um, so I I haven't used it since I did that,
Okay.
and I went to look at my logs, and it was a whole nother issue. I was able to fix it. A long story short, there was a library that I was using called Node Fetch. It's well known for to use in Node applications
Hmm.
that fetches an API, and you get back the stuff.
Right.
So I was using a 3.0, but also sometime during the break, I changed it to change the lambda that the whole skill was running on to the next level or next version of Node, which was 14. It was
Yeah.
using 12, and 12
Okay.
was deprecated, so I had to move up,
Right.
or I would lose it altogether.
Yep.
And that messed up this node fetch thing because on 14 there's something that you have to do to
Hmm.
make it work. So I did that thing and got it working. And but it was very stressful morning.
Yeah. Yeah. That is always you get that feeling in your stomach where it's like, what did I do? And how do I fix it? And
Right.
can it quickly?
And
Yeah.
and I don't know how long it's been broken. If it's been broken
Um,
since whenever I did that, which I don't know when it was sometime over the holiday
trying to
break.
think because Sunday was the first. Um, had to have been working at least the first of the year from my perspective.
Okay.
Um, but I don't know if you can get into the analytics dashboard and look and see
So
use. I don't
people
know.
were still using it, well, or
Yeah,
still
yeah,
launching it, but that's it. Yeah, I don't
right.
think they were getting much further, unless maybe some people uh, in India were able to use it in the United States. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, but with that
Interesting.
said, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So, jumping into our spilling the pot beans, right?
Yeah.
So, we're tying together some of our interests and things going on in popular culture that really tie us together, right? And
Hmm.
so, one of the shared interests that you and I have, Will, is D&D.
For sure.
We've definitely bonded over some long discussions and different uh, scenarios and situations
Hmm.
and whatnot. But there's a movie that is going to be coming out shortly for Dungeons and Dragons. So Paramount is putting it out, and so I've been following it pretty closely, just because there's some big names in there. Chris
Hmm.
Pine
Yep.
being one of them, and a few others. But it looks like they're really leaning into this partnership, and that they're going to come up with a TV series. So
Nice.
not only
Universal is.
do I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Paramount Plus,
Oh, Paramount
however,
Plus. Okay.
Paramount, yeah. Um, so I don't have Paramount Plus, but I will probably now have to get Paramount Plus,
Yeah.
to go
I
with all my
mean,
like other pluses.
there is if you like Star Trek,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
well worth it for Star Trek.
right.
Um, also, that's pretty much it. Star Trek. And there's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
CBS shows on there. Also,
right,
if you watch
right.
any CBS shows, but um, I
Yeah,
mostly watch Star Trek on there.
I this is going to be added to the subscription list, at least
Yeah,
temporarily,
yeah.
probably.
That's also what we
Um,
do. Is we have it for a certain period of time, and then we'll
mhm.
cancel it, and then when the
Yeah,
new season comes out, we'll bring it back up.
yeah, and that's pretty much where we are too, with like because you've got like Peacock Plus and Paramount Plus and Hulu Plus and Disney Plus and Netflix Plus. I don't even know, but back to the main point is that we are getting a TV series, and
Yeah,
so you're
that's
actually
awesome.
seeing. Yeah, I'm excited for this, but you've seen this kind of trend in other streaming platforms. Netflix with, things like
Witcher,
the Witcher series. Exactly. We're on the same page. So with like those series, things like that. And then you've got like Disney
Amazon
Plus
Ring,
and
the Ring of Powers or Powers,
yes. Yep.
whatever.
Yep. Rings of Power, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
So you've got that. You've got the Disney Plus with like Obi-Wan and then every Marvel thing ever.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
all have their shows. So I'm excited to see this, and the fact that yes, with D&D you create your own world, your own stories, your own backgrounds, characters, everything is
Hmm.
completely customizable, right? But there are some common threads, or
Exactly.
can be some common threads. And
Hmm.
it will be just completely fascinating to me to hear like uh, a town somewhere or something that's in the manuals, and I'll be like, oh, I'll be like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, where he's pointing or whatever.
Yeah.
But it'll be neat to see some of these Easter eggs and things that they're going to put into play, because
Yeah.
there's going to be something.
Hmm.
There's going to be some good fan service in there, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they will do.
Yeah.
Um, some of the items that they use, like a
Yeah.
bag of holding or something.
Uh-huh.
It's just going to be like,
Yeah, they definitely
ah,
already
so
made a bag of holding joke in the movie.
right,
I
right,
saw that.
yeah,
So yeah, it,
yeah,
it, it'll probably be good. I mean, if they do it as good as the movie looks,
yeah, yeah.
it should be good.
I
Um,
hope so. I hope so. Um,
and even the movie is getting like my wife, may not much my son, but mostly
mhm,
my wife, who doesn't play D&D at all,
right.
really interested in the movie.
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
and so I mean this might be a gateway, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
gateway drug.
So there you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, my wife's interested too, and I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Well, Chris Pine's in it." I'm like, "All right, well, I'll take what I can get."
Right,
So yeah, we're definitely gonna take a look at it, see what it's about. We don't have any details on the TV show,
right.
but I will say that Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, it's March 31st,
Okay,
so it'll be in theaters then.
nice.
So not too much longer, and
No.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm definitely wanted to bring it up because it's something that I'm really looking forward to, because we have this kind of lull too with entertainment stuff.
Mhm.
March is kind of that, well, springtime seems to be kind of that sometimes dead season
Yeah,
between the huge summer blockbusters and all
and
that.
winter.
So, exactly.
um
So,
I just
yeah,
wanted to say that, did you know that I started my streaming writing for D&D?
really,
That's all
really.
I did. At my first streams, I was
Hmm.
writing my D&D episode or games and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
your campaigns and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Huh.
I would get feedback from the audience, like say, "Oh, who should this guy be called, or
Yeah.
what should I be doing?" But it wasn't a lot, wasn't great. Um,
Okay.
it was a little slow to actually write something. Not code. Code is also slower,
Right.
but
Right.
not when you're like writing paragraphs and
Yeah.
whatnot about a story.
Mhm.
So that was a lot slower. But I did like it. I did like it. But
Yeah.
I
That's
just wanted to
awesome.
put that out there because it is tied in with this. So,
Yeah. Well, I guess the other thing that keeps us going, us techie guys, that
uh
keeps
huh.
us going between those dead seasons is something that happens typically the first week of January, and that is CES. So, if we want to jump into talking a little bit about some CES news.
Yeah, and I'll actually share my screen here so we can see what I'm seeing or
Mhm.
what we're seeing. So I just shared a short article on nine best things uh, Amazon announced at CES.
Yep.
But there is tons, tons of stuff that was
Yeah.
announced at CES, from TVs to robots,
Yep.
just
Uh,
tons. I would
dual.
love to go to this one year. I think it'd
Yes.
be really,
Yes.
really, really fun.
Yeah, the dual screen laptop that Lenovo's putting out, I don't know if you saw
I
that.
did not see that.
It's insane. Like it's like if you have your laptop, where am
Okay.
I? You have your laptop like
Yep.
this,
Yep.
right? This is a screen and this is a screen, and it can just like do one of these moves,
Okay.
and there's like a keyboard you can get with it. So it's almost like stacking two full monitors on top of each other.
Wow.
And they're both like touch screen, whatever, and there's all
Huh.
kinds of accessories. It's amazing what gets put out at CES.
Mm,
Now, some of it you have to be careful of because it's just concept, like,
right.
hey, we're showing this now, coming back in 5 years and check with us,
Yeah.
because it is a lot of startups too.
Yeah.
They've got some prototypes out there, and they really push for capital and investors to really make their product grow, right?
Hmm.
But the fact that they have a prototype, that there is interest there, there is some pretty cool stuff, you know.
There's.
And and we typically tend to focus on voice tech, right? The Google and the Alexa and the Series and all that stuff, right?
Hmm.
Um, One of the big things that Amazon said that I'm kind of happy to hear something about was Matter. And to just give a quick refresh on what Matter is, I think we've discussed it very briefly on stream before, but Matter is a new standard that was developed by uh, these a group called the Connectivity Standards Alliance to get everything all on the same page. So it's kind of like Wi-Fi. It's kind of like Bluetooth. If something's Bluetooth certified, it's going to work with Bluetooth connections, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's Matter certified, then it is going to work in various smart home systems and devices so that they just
I gotcha.
click. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you've had this problem, Will, but I have. I will buy the cheapo version of something like a smart plug,
Hmm.
and then I'm fighting with it to get it connected to my Alexa setup because I'm scrolling through the app trying to find that model and it's just not there. So then I hit other, and then I got to go download this other app, download that app, create a new account through that app, all that.
Hmm.
This standard is going to, once everybody gets on board and
Hmm.
whatever, kind of alleviate that problem. So
Nice.
it's kind of a nice future to look forward to for smart homes and voice,
So
bringing
that
those
is
together.
why matter matters.
That is why Matter matters. Nice one. Nice one.
I just stole it from this page.
Yeah. So, but it's good. So all your, like I said, all your light bulbs. If you have a Philips or you have a Westinghouse, is that a thing? I think that's one. Like,
Sangled or
yeah.
Sangled.
Yep. Anything as long as they meet that certification, it's just plug and play.
Nice.
So that's what we're looking for. That's the goal, right? So
Sure.
looking forward to that, especially with Alexa devices being more of like a mesh network as well. Um, Everything's just starting to be more seamless, which is
Hmm.
is great,
Yeah.
is convenient. Um, but the other thing that they talked about was that Ring is expanding its product line a little bit into car cams. So
Hmm.
I've read a lot more about these in the past few years. I don't have a dash cam on my car, but I know a ton of people that do anymore just for insurance and safety and
Hmm.
whatever reasons. Um, a lot of people who drive for a living, like truck drivers or whatever. And even one of the older companies that I used to work for, I used to travel all the time and go to different offices and businesses and service their tech equipment.
Hmm.
uh, they're required to have one now because even though it's not a company car, you're still on company time and using, I don't know, they pay for your gas or whatever. So I guess there was some type of verification in there, but they assisted with insurance and whatever too. So they required a dash cam whenever you were driving.
Hmm.
So, but now that Ring is getting into the game, a lot of people, I think Ring's one of the biggest names out there for some of this. Now that Ring's kind of exploring that space as well, that kind of drives innovation. If Ring puts out a feature because they have a lot more resources or what have you,
Yeah.
that pushes some of these other competitors to up their game as well.
Hmm.
So then you have this kind of, you know, hopefully the consumer wins type of
Right.
situation.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
And
but they
not
had a
we're
few
paying
things
for
there.
the name.
Right. Right. Exactly. So,
Interesting.
um, yeah, it was kind of neat. Still seeing things like 1080p, night vision, two-way talk, um, those types of things too. So
Hmm.
I don't see I don't see much, and I don't me personally, I don't know if I see a need to push like 4K Ultra HD in my Ring doorbell.
Hmm.
I think the 1080 is just fine, or even
Oh yeah.
720. You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
all it does is like kill my bandwidth. So you know, but
Also, your battery.
well, that too. Oh man, and my battery's terrible. I had to hardwire mine. Side
Oh,
story.
okay. I did not
Yeah,
hardwire mine. I have
yeah,
to replace mine. I don't know, every 6 months or so.
yeah. Yeah. So we're also getting into the voice part of it here with point number 3 from this article, and
Hmm.
it's voice AI for your car. Now, I don't know if you had a chance to look over this particular point, Will, but this caught my attention and kind of made me go, huh, okay, that's really interesting. Because what it's doing is so Amazon and Panasonic are going to work together on this new, they call it Panasonic Skip Gen. So that's their infotainment system, that screen that you get in your car with the dashboard or whatever.
Hmm.
Panasonic's version of that is going to allow you to use Alexa, Siri, I'm assuming maybe a Google thing as well. I don't It doesn't say that in this article, but I
Hmm.
would assume. But like you could use them both. I could say, "Hey Siri, what's the weather?" Alexa, can you tell me where the nearest pizza place is?
Yeah.
So you can just start flip-flopping and jumping back and forth supposedly pretty seamlessly.
Nice.
So that's kind of nice, I guess. I'm surprised a little bit that Amazon went in this direction instead of trying to maybe corner a market, so to speak.
Hmm.
Like let's say they went after Toyota or Jeep or whatever as far as a brand and said, "Hey, let's partner together and put Alexa built into your vehicle."
Well, so they actually have done that. They've done that
Mhm,
with Lamborghini. Excuse me,
mhm.
Lamborghini, and
Yeah, I have one in my garage. Yeah,
yeah, and another one.
yeah.
But lately, their goal at Alexa is to be not a our way or the highway, is whatever the consumer wants.
Okay, okay.
So if they want to use A, that's great. If they want to
Mhm,
use Siri, that's great. If they want to use
okay,
Google Assistant, that's great. We don't care. We want to be there for them if they want to use us.
okay. So they want to be a tool in the toolbox, not necessarily
The tool.
the tool. Okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a smart move.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to diversify yourself and
Yeah. I
not
actually am
force.
surprised that Siri or Apple is on board here.
That was
Be-
the other part that surprised
because
me. Yeah.
Apple is that way usually. Usually,
Yep.
Apple is
Yep.
it's their way or the highway.
Right.
So yeah, this is interesting.
Mhm.
I like this. Um, I also am interested in this Panasonic SkipGen in-vehicle infotainment system because I used to be a big gearhead back in the day.
Okay.
Uh, and I always had the best radio in my car. I always,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a old '87 Cadillac Brougham, and I kept on
Nice.
updating. I still have my two radios ago. But uh, I want to see this. If it's going to be a deck that you can put into your car, or if
Right.
it's only going to be sold on a Honda or Toyota, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing with CES. Like I said before, we don't have all the details yet.
Oh yeah,
You know,
exactly.
they hand you a little pamphlet and, you know, check back in 2024 or
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
So it'll be neat to keep an eye on some of this stuff.
Yes, for sure.
The uh the last part of this, which I'll foreshadow a little bit for another
Okay.
topic that we'll jump into later, is the Alexa Auto software development kit, so the SDK, powers the skipgen integration, giving customers access to over 130,000 custom Alexa skills. Okay. I don't need fart sounds in my car all the time. Maybe occasionally, but not all the time. So
Hmm.
it sounds like, ooh, look at that. Like that's a lot of skills, right? Like, ooh
Yeah.
boy, that has some serious potential. But as you'll see when we get into one of our sections down the road, probably here in a couple minutes,
Yep.
take that number with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can play Cards of Wonder or Powers Fighter or
Nice.
uh, Space Marauders.
When I'm stuck on the freeway, yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely will.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
Next, this has been coming for over a year.
Hmm.
Um, Amazon and Disney announced this last year. No, sorry, in 2021, so two
Yes.
years,
Yeah. Yep.
uh, that they were going to have a Hey Disney. And we still, it doesn't look like we have any updates on it, but it
No.
sounds interesting. I probably will use it
Yep.
and play around with it, have some fun with it, whatnot. But
Yeah. Same. Same. Uh, yeah. They did a demo. Is all that they had really done. So, yeah, yeah, we got that. So they did a demo. Really cool. Has some potential with things that are in there. There's a lot of characters. There's 20 different characters under the Disney umbrella. So that includes like Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, all that. So there was Mickey Mouse, of course. Uh, Finding Dory, or like Dory from Finding Dory or Finding Nemo. Um, Olaf is in there. I know that's going to be a huge one with my kiddos. They'll love that. But it'll be fun to just be able to say keyword and then actually almost interact with these characters like Mickey or Minnie or
yeah,
whatever.
hmm,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
it'll be neat to see where that goes. You can either purchase it through the skill store, or, and this is kind of appealing to me, it's part of an Amazon Kids Plus subscription, which I actually have for my kiddos. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I
when it comes
haven't.
down the line, yeah, when it comes down the line, I'm ready to go.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. Um, are you
Next up,
familiar?
yeah.
Yeah, are you familiar with the next point? These sidewalk enabled devices.
So, to a point.
Okay.
Um, so, uh, they, my device or my phone said they were all my Echoes are sidewalk enabled devices.
Mhm.
Also, my Ring are sidewalk enabled devices, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, and so, like what you were saying earlier in the show, it's like a mesh network.
Yes.
Um, and so the it's to get rid of all these boxes, all these hubs
Right.
to connect to another hub. You just will have to connect to your Wi-Fi, and each device will then uh, uh, lengthen your Wi-Fi ability
Perimeter.
to
Yeah.
go out further.
Yep.
And that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But I've had a lot of people be worried about it because then you will also you can push your Wi-Fi out even further as
mhm.
long as you have a good solid password on your Wi-Fi. You shouldn't have to worry about it. If you have
Right.
1234 as your password, then I would worry about your password,
Mhm.
not your mesh network.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah. I mean, same thing. Like, is it broadcasting an SSID? Your router name and stuff like that.
mhm,
And the thing is, a lot of common, I want to say non-tech people, um, they think of Wi-Fi as internet, and that's not the case. Wi-Fi is kind of like Bluetooth does communication and connectivity.
mhm.
Wi-Fi is just like that on steroids, with
Yeah.
speeds and that. So it's just device communication. The internet is uh, using Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi
Yes.
uses the internet to transfer that
Exactly.
information. And so, yeah, there are absolutely security concerns, but yeah, as long as you're smart about it and you're not using 1, 2, 3, 4, and really shouldn't be that bad. And I think there's always a give and take with convenience versus security, but
Mhm,
this seems very convenient as well. I mean, if I'm able to extend my Wi-Fi perimeter so that I can reach my garage without having to put a repeater out there or what have you, I'm okay with that.
yeah.
For me that works. That's something I would utilize. So that being said, they're putting out some more sidewalk devices. They really didn't specify too much. I think they gave about 4 or 5 examples with um, like carbon monoxide detectors or natural gas leak type meters, those types of things. Um, which I could also see being utilized in business and things as
Mhm.
well, like business complexes and
Sure.
things. So, so yeah, it'll be out there, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just the natural kind of evolution of where this technology is going. So,
Mhm.
the next thing that they had was that this was kind of specific to Alexa is that you can then say, well, later this year you'll be able to say, Alexa, find me an EV charging station, and it'll just find it, and you can navigate to it and what have you.
Yeah,
And I
this is good.
believe, yeah, I do think this is a good thing. I believe that Apple had
Yeah.
either had it integrated into their Maps application. I'm and I think I'm sure that Siri tied into that as well. So I don't think this is brand new,
No.
but it is absolutely convenient.
Yeah. It's new to Alexa.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
and if you have the Alexa Auto and the
mhm.
car component with this infotainment setup, I can see that they're bringing these pieces of the puzzle together.
Right.
So, yeah, convenient, definitely.
Mhm.
I'll have to get myself an electric vehicle
Yep.
though.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. So number 7 is an interesting point. Um, Josh.ai. Have you heard of this?
No. This is new.
This, yeah, this is another thing that made me kind of go, huh, okay. And that analogy that you said about being an option, but not the one and only solution,
Uh-huh.
this kind of makes sense to that, I
Okay.
guess, because
Okay.
Amazon is partnering with Josh.ai or Josh AI to have, I guess what it says is to demonstrate the potential of a multi assistant integration
Mm.
for the Josh AI home intelligence system. So I'm not familiar with Josh AI, but I did look at some of their product offerings, and it's kind of like a smart home setup. You
Okay.
know, like you can use um like Philips has the lights and things. It's kind of like they have their lights and they have all this
Gotcha.
plug and whatever window shades, all that stuff. So they're kind of partnering together to say, "Hey, Alexa can be an option for your system if you'd like." And
Nice.
so while I'm not familiar with it, it does seem like it has a lot of traction and there is a user base.
Okay.
So this just helps that group of people. It doesn't hurt by having more
Right.
options in this
Exactly.
situation. So yeah, to be able to put Alexa on more devices is never a bad thing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll wrap up here with 8 and 9 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so 8 is the Amazon Alexa Fund. And what this fund does is kind of investigates and invests in technologies and startups that help with, voice tech, ambient commute, oh goodness, ambient
Communication.
computing, yes,
Oh, okay.
and other various like IoT,
Yeah.
Internet of Things, that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
they are setting aside funding for these types of startups who are pushing the boundaries in that area or those categories,
Nice.
which is fantastic. I mean, that's the way that these things are going to grow. You
Mm-hmm.
If you remember last year at this time, there was the Labrador systems
Mm-hmm.
where it had the cart on wheels. If you remember that
Mm-hmm.
from previous years, that was uh, funded by this Alexa fund.
Nice.
So yeah, kind of neat. And last but definitely not least, Amazon Astro. So I guess if you were at CES and you were in certain areas or whatever, Astro was just hanging out with you, which
Hmm.
would be, to me, that would be just the coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Walking along, I got my bag of like all my goodies and swag and whatever. There's probably this like goofy grin on my face, and then I look down and there's Astro just blinking at me or something. I'd I'd die a happy man at that point. Um, so yeah, Astros out there, and I guess CES is a great way to promote and market all the tech inside of Astro. The
Nice.
AI component, computer vision, all the sensors, voice, all that stuff. So there's new features coming out for him all the time. I just call him, her,
It.
it.
Yeah.
Uh, but it gave him an awesome demo and showcase
Nice.
opportunity for it. So
Very
yeah,
neat.
and that's CES, and that is just what Amazon did, and
Yeah.
that was just the highlights,
The
the nine
best
best
things.
things. Yes,
Yeah.
crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're interested in CES, you could fall down a rabbit hole for hours
Yeah.
just looking at all these products, researching the companies. So if
I
that
definitely
interests
have
you,
myself.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. So
For sure.
fantastic. But let's jump right into the next section here. I know
Okay.
I was long-winded a little bit. And what I want to do, and I don't know if you're able to share your screen at all so
I
that
am
viewers can
sharing my
see.
screen right now, and I pulled up
Okay.
the one that you shared with me.
Yes. So I felt like because it's the beginning of the year, I felt like we needed to look at the state of the Alexa skill store and just take almost like a snapshot, you know, see where it's at, what's in there, um, maybe see how it progresses or improves over 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And this example that I had sent you that you're displaying, um, if you go to Alexa skills and you go to the filter and you type business and finance, it it's like right on the first page.
Oh,
It's like the fifth or sixth one down. There's test cert skill 2, test cert skill.
yeah.
If you see that,
Yep.
what does it do? It doesn't have any results. Why and how did it get on here?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I understand that you can't have a human just go through every single skill that gets submitted, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
ideal perfect world, yeah. But you do have automated systems in play that check these things. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Why is this here? And
Mm-hmm.
for every single thing every category that you jump into, there's a ton of these types of things. Or somehow, Dave's wedding counter got pushed to the store. Well,
Yep.
congrats, Dave, 3 years ago when you got married. You know what I mean? Like you open it and it's like, how many days till Dave's wedding? Oh, Dave got married 3 years ago. Happy wife, happy life, right? Like, what? Like this stuff to me, I would love to be better curated. If
Yeah. I just went to the second page, not to cut you off, but
uh uh
we have prod custom no linking 2022 11/16 blah
yep.
blah 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 blah.
I see it. And if you keep scrolling
And
down,
there's
there's
this
there's
gamma
two or three more.
custom no linking.
Yeah.
What are all these?
Scroll to the bottom of the page and there's a ton of them. What is this stuff and why is it here? And you just keep going, it's the same thing. Um I don't know. I don't know, and I I think that it inflates your numbers as well, as far as like, hey, the skill store grew by 25% the year
Mm-hmm.
over year, right? Yeah, but all these blueprint skills that are so specific to one person, like Dave, or are just junk with gamma linking, whatever that was,
Yeah.
the gamma custom APL. Like, how did that get in there? I I,
And we
I don't
have
know.
insights at home beta and insights at home alpha.
Yeah, yeah. So you're throwing versioning differences up there, and uh,
Yeah.
I just I would really like to see improvements with that. And I've mentioned that since we began this show of it can be improved, it could be better. Um, if I really sat down and went through with a fine-tooth comb and made a list, I would have page upon page upon page of ways to improve these things. That's just my thing. Um, Same thing with some of these icons and like the icon skill creator builder that we had talked about previously as well, where you can go in and within 30 seconds pick an icon, pick a background color, slap together and go, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish that there were um, maybe duplicate protection on some of that. Now I know there's only so many permutations of having a snowflake on a blue background with a gradient going from left to right. You know what I mean? If you're
Uh-huh.
having like a weather skill or whatever. But you scroll through here and you just see a lot of similar icons. If it's like a music trivia skill, which there are thousands of, you all see a music note with a blue background, the default blue background with a music note. It's like, yep, okay, okay, okay. That doesn't catch my attention. Now that's on the developer, I suppose, more than Amazon skill store or Alexa skill store. But
Yeah.
I I do wish there were a little bit more of a standard, maybe. I don't know what that standard would be. I just I don't know. But you do the same thing with the Play Store, and you do the same thing with the Apple App Store.
Hmm.
There are Apple has some standards and design specs and stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see maybe some cleanup potentially.
Yeah, I would agree.
If something hasn't been updated, if something hasn't been, I guess, downloaded very often or something, maybe rank them a little bit differently. Um,
Yeah, they
if
should
you
not be number one or even on the first page if they haven't been used. They,
right,
they, they need to
right.
rework their algorithm. But I just wanted
Well,
to say, since I found this one page, I thought it was interesting that this NVM company has six, seven, eight skills I've found so far, and it's just another version of home search. So I
yeah,
was
yeah,
wondering, were they trying to uh, sell the right to use find a home uh, uh, phrase?
right,
Because they
right.
have find a home, they have find a realtor, value my property, find a property, buy a condo, find a real estate agent,
Yep.
expat homes.
Yeah. Well,
It makes no sense unless
yeah,
you're trying
yeah.
to do the like you buy them all up and then
Y-
you have to someone has to pay
Well,
me for them.
that's what people do. Remember the .com boom? There was
Yeah,
site squatting or domain squatting where you bought 200 different domains and you paid for them, but then, you bought, let's use like Walmart or something. You bought walmart.com and all of a sudden Walmart comes to you and says, "Yeah, we need it." So you made a payday, you know?
yeah.
People do the same thing with Twitter handles or used to. Um, Instagram handles and whatnot. They get these names, they create a free account, get the name Kevin is cool, and I want Kevin is cool so bad that I would pay for it. So I will pay you to give me Kevin is cool. And yeah, I mean, but
Wow,
you're right. Is that what's happening here? Potentially,
I think
especially
it
with a
is.
common naming convention like that. Yeah, yeah,
But I think
'Cause-
it's kind of like get a different business model
yeah,
if you're doing this with a free, like you're saying, with Twitter's free too, but still
mhm,
do
yeah.
something else with your life.
Right, right, right. Well,
Uh,
so the last thing I'm gonna say
but
about the skill store, at least for this stream, because I could rant about this,
mhm.
but you have top. If you go to the main page, like of the like Amazon skill
Okay,
store, it's just the
skill
main
store.
thing, and it says Alexa, what are your skills? And then you scroll down.
Hmm.
You have the top Alexa skills for December. Sure. You have some Santa stuff in there and all that. Top game skills, right?
Nice.
Audio skills, kids. There's a lot of repeats in here. Like if you
Hmm.
notice, and I understand that skills cross categories. A news skill could also be weather and whatever. But if you scroll to the bottom where it says top novelty and humor skills,
Yeah.
it's like big fart, fart noise, yucky sounds, fart sounds, super burp, fart sounds. Scroll over and whatever. Yeah, those are. I mean, again, that's not Amazon's fault because there's probably a 5-year-old that's activating these, right?
Hmm.
Or a 35-year-old, one of the two. And yeah, but I mean, that's. I wish there was something different to show me popular skills in a
Hmm.
way.
Hmm.
Um, just because it's I wish it had some context to it, I guess. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'd fix it, but I want it fixed. Am I rambling or do I make any sense?
No, you make 100% a lot of sense.
You know?
Although I just saw this one Avatar the Way water theme, I
Hmm.
might have to get that.
Yeah, I see it pop up on my show every once in a while. I'll be like, "Hey, try it out." But same thing with games, right?
Hmm.
Um, you have a really you launch Space Marauders, right? You have a really good launch, you have a really good week. Um, what gets you to the top? What
Hmm.
gets you on this list? Is it
How
downloads?
is
Is
Sleep
it
Sounds Car a game?
that? Yeah,
Elvis
I know.
Quiz, Oracle of Light,
Yep.
Oracle of Light. The
Oracle
same
of Light.
skill, but
Mhm.
one's capitalized, one's not.
Yep. Yep. I know. I know. I don't know. And I wish um so on other skill stores, and I'm going to wrap this up quickly, but on other skills or on other app stores,
Hmm.
you have like editor's choice, right? If you've ever seen those where
Yes.
Google goes in and is like, "Yeah, our developers love this skill and here's why." And here's an in-depth review of it from their perspective. I wish there was something more like that here as
Hmm.
well. I've seen featured, but what sets it apart
Yeah,
other than
I
just
definitely
you
like
get a
that.
thing?
That's a good
Yeah,
point. Um, I'm gonna bring that one up next time I whatever talk to someone. I'm gonna
yeah,
bring that up. But also, I just the last one I'm gonna point out for the night
sure, sure.
is Cake Time, my game.
Come on. Like, it would not be that hard to set up a system that would flag that.
Right.
You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like,
Yeah. I
and
mean, they do have a nice logo, but
okay, okay.
that's all the creativity they put into it because they didn't do anything with the name. But
So that's just the developer going through the template,
uh-huh.
following along, pop. Like, I don't know. All right, all right.
I wanted to just see if my thing is there's battle games or tabletop role playing games, strategy games.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't see the one that I'm in. Cards of Wonder, that is. So
Yeah,
that must
yeah,
just be on the device itself. But
hmm,
anyways, that's enough about the skill store. It
yeah,
does need to
yeah,
be um, revamped. I think it has gotten worse.
yeah,
Um, but yeah,
yeah, yeah. We'll revisit it and see. We'll do a little compare and contrast. So, but other than that, what are you doing in your downtime, Will? You got a bean of the week for your downtime when you're not
I do
coding,
have
when
the
you're not
bean of the week.
working?
So mine is this. I've been calling it wrong this entire time. It's called a Razer Kishi. I
Okay.
was calling it a Rishi. Um, but it's a Kishi or a Kaishi, maybe. I
Okay.
have no idea. It's a. I wish I brought it downstairs. I forgot about it. But it's a controller for your phone that straps onto your phone and you can use it like a controller. I got.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I believe it's this one. No, I got this one. It just has the Xbox buttons on it. Um, so I got this, and I was playing a racing game, Forza 5, on my
Okay.
phone.
Nice.
Obviously, I was streaming it, or cloud gaming, as they call it.
Right. Right.
Um, And I also played um what was that? Um Blanking on it.
Another racing
Cyberpunk.
game?
Cyberpunk
Oh, oh wow, okay,
2099.
okay,
I think it's 2099.
yeah,
Um
nice.
yeah, I was playing that. That one was through um Steam streaming or whatever it's called, or
Okay,
Steambox stream, or I can't remember what it's called. But when I was playing Forza, that was through Xbox Cloud.
okay,
So,
huh,
uh, but it was pretty cool, pretty seamless.
yeah,
I On the racing game, I did get some like flicker on the screen,
okay,
like it was. It wasn't like lagging or anything. It was just the screen kind of flickered.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Reminded me of like an old TV.
gotcha. How are the
So
buttons? Are they pretty crisp, like good quality buttons,
yeah, they
and
are
like very
pretty
responsive?
good. The triggers, they're a
Yeah,
little different than I'm used to because you know triggers being actual more like triggers, kind of like
yeah,
this
like
one.
spongy versus clicky or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
a trigger, but it's a lot shorter. It's about half the size of this trigger here.
okay,
So that was a little bit to get used to.
mhm,
I really wanted to play a shooting game on it, but
yeah,
I could not get that to work. So,
yeah,
but anyways, it was pretty
cool,
fun.
yeah.
It's on sale for half off right now, 44
Oh, that's
bucks.
awesome.
Um, so
And is there power pass through so I could plug it in so
yes,
that I'm not like okay, because I know
yeah, you
gaming
can
just
plug
like
it
kills
in
it.
to the Rishi device, and that will power your device phone.
Gotcha. That works. That works. Yeah,
So
that's
the
awesome.
actual device doesn't take any power itself.
Mhm.
So,
Cool. Cool.
but yeah.
Definitely something to look into then. Huh. Yeah, for me, I kept it pretty old school. Uh, been doing a lot of hiking and photography and stuff lately, like landscape, woodland stuff,
Hmm.
and been getting up super early to climb to like the top of a mountain. Whatever. It's not a mountain. It's like a hill. It's
Okay.
nothing. It feels like a mountain at like 3 in the morning.
Nice.
But you can get some nice sunrise shots and
Oh
everything.
yeah, I
So
bet. That's cool.
yeah, it's something I enjoy and I've been playing around with. I got a couple cameras stuff laying around up
Hmm.
here.
Nice.
But I wanted a good thermos, if I'm throwing like coffee, tea, soup, whatever it is. I wanted something good, and I've always read good things about these Stanley classics. They're the ones that like you see old steel mill workers like
Hmm.
carrying around,
Right.
and you see all these stories about, yeah, my dad had one and it's 30 years old and it works great.
Yep.
So, I picked this up for 25 bucks and we'll give it a shot.
Nice.
But yeah, I wanted something a little better than just a little mug type of
Hmm.
deal
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So we'll,
Neat.
we'll give it a shot on my next outing and I'll let you know.
Sounds good.
But
Did you get your hat?
yes, I did. Yeah. Oh, it's upstairs. Darn. I did get that. And we got like this sleet, rain, snow mixture that was like all slushy. So I'm like, gotta go outside and get it squared away. Put it on. Amazing.
Is?
Amazing. Yeah. I wasn't sure what to expect as far as sound quality.
Hmm.
Sometimes you get just like a real tinny
Hmm.
speaker or whatever. But there's some bass there and there's some highs and mids and stuff on that
Well,
too. So it's pretty impressive. I was surprised for the price. Yeah, I was pretty surprised.
yeah.
So
Cool.
I did get that and yeah, I'll have to wear it next time.
Nice.
But yeah, that was all I had. I could keep going, I could keep rambling,
Yeah.
but we'll let everybody go. Um next time we'll see what we come up with. There might be a theme. Um, we'll come up with something pretty good that we can discuss. And don't forget to check out the Discord. That's
Yes.
probably the pretty much for me. It's the best way to reach out and have a conversation. I'm kind of lacking on my social medias lately, so
Same.
yeah.
Same.
If you ping me in Discord, I'll absolutely respond. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
pretty quickly too. So give it a
Yeah.
shot.
All right. Sounds
Anything else,
good.
Will?
Um, no, I don't think so.
All right.
I think
Well then,
that's it for tonight. And so have a good week, everyone. We'll see you next Tuesday. Uh, and always like and subscribe and all those things, whatever you have to do, whatever thing you're watching or listening to,
mhm,
please do so we can see the that people are actually watching and enjoy our content. That would be great to see. So
yeah.
thank you as always, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Take care.